Hello and thank you for clicking on to what is a look at and review of Batman vs Superman Dawn of Justice Ultimate Edition Blu-ray. Ooh. Okay, so we all know the hoo-ha and the whatnot about this particular film, but this is actually also an extended edition of that film, which works very, very well, but I'll get onto that in a minute. I'm just going to show you the disc. It comes with a little sleeve as well. Also, the box, the typical Blu-ray box. And by the way, I've found out that the extended edition can only be found on Blu-ray and digital downloads, as it were. I couldn't manage to find it within the UK, that is, a extended edition DVD of the film. But this does actually come with both versions of the film on the inside. The disc for that is currently in my Blu-ray player. Like some people are asking me, why don't you have certain films on Blu-ray? Because I never had a Blu-ray at the time of the film coming out. But this one, yes, Blu-ray, it's definitely well worth it. Now, I've done many different things on Batman vs Superman in the past, and I've watched the film and I very much enjoyed it. But then I watched this extended edition and it dives deeper into the story and it's much more moving, I found. Certain little things that were questioned now in the extended edition of this particular film does actually show a lot more, particularly a certain wheelchair, shall we say, and the ending, of course, if you've seen the film you know what I'm on about, but the ending goes into a lot more deeper and it's a bit more moving, as it were. In fact, the things that were added into this film in the extended edition were much more moving than Man of Steel, believe it or not. But again, the only problem I had with the film, I thought it was great, the only problem I had with the film was the bit where Amy Adams, the woman who's playing Lois Lane, she's in the bath. She's naked, yes, I grant that. She's in the bath and she's naked, but there's no bubbles. How many people go into a bath with no bubbles? I question that thing for you and let you contemplate on that. Now, this DVD, or Blu-ray I should say, this Blu-ray is filled full of extra special features, as it were. There's loads going on there. Obviously they know they've got a competition now with Marvel for a on-screen universe of their particular brand, in this case DC. But this is one thing DC Comics I presume have over Marvel. They have Superman and they have Batman, the darker of the sort of comic book universe, as it were. And of course, there was a programme on not long ago on Channel 4 here in the UK for Britain's best superhero, and there was a national survey which no one told me about the nation's favourite comic book heroes, and within the top 5, 3 of them are featured in this. In fact, the 3 of them are on the cover. Batman was number 1, Superman was number 2, and I'm not sure where Wonder Woman came, I can't remember, but she was in the top 5. I think she come 4th, I do believe. I'll have to do my research from that. If I make a mistake, leave a comment below and dislike it. How dare he not do a video without doing his research. But the rest of the film, wow, yeah, really good. Wonder Woman really can kick some ass in this film, and they showed in the special features, as it were, a lot of stuff. It's probably been blurted all over the internet now, but they showed a lot of clips for the upcoming Wonder Woman film, which is coming out next year, and they do go on to that. You know, it's been 75 years this year or next year or the year before of Wonder Woman being created, and yet they haven't done an on-screen film. There was a television series back in the 70s, and to be honest, I don't really know that much about Wonder Woman, because I never watched the 70s. I wasn't around in the 70s for that television show. Really wasn't sort of covered in comic books or anything like that. There was 1 or 2 cartoons which I've sort of avoided for no particular reason, but with this on-screen presence and the performance in the film and the action packed, I'm really looking forward to the Wonder Woman film, which is coming out next year, and I'm really looking forward to that just because of watching this film and watching Wonder Woman kick ass. But I won't go into too much detail, but you'll find out later on if you watch the film. Now, if you're a comic book fan, I would recommend you watch this film. If you're not really a comic book fan of these comic book films, I'd probably say just avoid. In fact, avoid all of them. There's plenty of different films out there, but there is a big market, obviously, for comic book films to be brought on the big screen now, and it's big money as well. But going back to the special features on this Blu-ray and DVD thing. I'm not sure what they are on DVD, but as for the Blu-ray of this thing, there is a lot of special features out there. So if you're one of these people who like to sit down and go through all the special features, you're in for a real treat on this one. They go through individually characters. They go on about the Batcave, how the Batmobile was made for this film, the fight scene between Batman versus Superman. They dive into a little bit of that and the side to that, you know, how much force and impact Batman can give with his suit, and how much the heat from Superman's laser eyes, etc, etc. And of course they dive into a little bit of Lex Luthor as well on his modernization. But I didn't know he originally wasn't bald and he was a redhead. I didn't know that until it was brought up in the features of this Blu-ray in the original film. But yeah, to be honest, it was a little late with me bringing out this video right now. But of course, if you haven't got it yet, and you're into your comic books, you've got to get this. I know there was a lot of criticism about the film, but really with the extended edition, it dives deeper into the characters, etc. And it was really, really worth it to add into your collection. If maybe not now, you know, get it when it's in the bargain bucket. But honestly, get yourself the extended edition Blu-ray, or get it on a download if you can. It is really worth it. What did you think of the film overall? This video, blah blah blah. Again, you don't have to subscribe if you don't want to, but even if you do want to subscribe, you don't necessarily have to. Let me know what you thought of Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice, and what you thought of the extended edition. So, I'm Adam Paul Morgan, and ta-ra a bit. I was actually supposed to be doing a review of The Killing Joke today, but thanks to Amazon Prime's delivery service, I'm still waiting for the delivery of the Blu-ray, and I've only got till 5 o'clock to do it today, because that's when the wife gets back.